Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas here in Nevada, and one of the areas you've got in your mind, you might have heard about it from other people, or maybe it's proven to be part of your research already, is Summerlin here in Las Vegas. And maybe you want to know a little bit more about it. Maybe if you feel there's, you know a lot, but there's something else that's missing that you'd like to know about Summerlin, stick around for this video. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 of the things you need to know about living in Summerlin. Hopefully it helps you make your decision whether it's going to be an area that you want to move to or not. Maybe you'll know straight away, yes, I'm going to fit in there, or maybe that's not an area I want to look at. Maybe there's something else I want to look at. But either way, this video is going to help you, and we're going to start right now. Hey, my name's Peter, and I get calls, texts, emails all the time from people just like you who are looking to make the move to Las Vegas, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, please get in touch. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and all the links for that and details for that are down below there. And I really would love to help you make a smooth move to the Las Vegas area. But just know, no matter what happens on the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, I'll have your back on your move here for sure. So today we're talking about Summerlin. Summerlin is a gorgeous community, a gorgeous master planned community located to the west of Las Vegas, sort of in the footholds of the Spring Mountain Range. It's near the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area as well. So obviously you're going to have some great views of the mountains and some great natural scenery. You know me and mountain views, I love the mountain views. I'm an absolute sucker for mountain views. So for me, I love looking at the mountains when I'm over in that part of town. As I said, it's humongous. It's 22,500 square feet. So that's a great sprawling area, and it's still expanding as well. It's got over 250 parks, which is a huge amount of parks for that area. It's got over 150 miles of trails. It's got 10 different golf courses to play on. So if you're someone who likes outdoor leisure, it's going to be certainly right up your street, as well as some of the other things I'm going to touch on as well. But yeah, no, that's just a general overview of the area before we hit the points. So the first tip to mention and thing to mention that you should know is Summerlin is made up of villages. So Summerlin is made up of 3 sort of associations. You've got the north, south and west. And within those associations, you're going to have 22 different villages. And then within those villages, you're going to have different subdivisions. All of the villages are going to have different feels. They're going to have different architecture. They're going to have different amenities. You know, each subdivision, really, not even each village, but each subdivision has its own park, which is great for the kids. And each village, as I said, is going to have a different feel. So when you have decided that Summerlin is an area that you want to be in, I think it's going to be good to either, if you can, have a little drive around and see the different feel of the villages and feel which one is going to feel more like your style and what you're looking for, or maybe get your realtor to do a little drive-by as well. Or you can also obviously do it on Google Maps, but it's not the same as being there or having your realtor sort of do a drive-by video. But as I said, each one has a different feel. 22 different varieties that you're going to have, whether that's the architecture on the homes, whether that's the amenities. They're all going to be pretty close to the main parts of Summerlin, so it's not like you're going to be traveling too far to get back, say, downtown Summerlin. And also, obviously, it's located as a whole, the whole community is going to be located quite close to the strip, so you're not going to be traveling too far for the action. The only thing is going to be, what price point you're looking at, and then what sort of things are you looking for in a home is sort of going to probably depending on what village you're going to go to. So that's definitely one of the things to be aware of, is that the whole of Summerlin is a great area and it's a great master planned community within Las Vegas. But then within that, it's broken down into 3 associations and then 22 different villages. And within those villages are many, many subdivisions. And each one is going to feel different. And you're going to have a different feel when you see the homes, when you see the amenities. And you're going to walk into one of those areas and be like, yeah, that feels like home for me. And that's what I want to make sure. I want to make sure that you get what's right for you and not get caught up in the excitement and have the blinkers on. So definitely take that into context when you're looking at Summerlin as a potential area to move to. The next thing to mention is going to be schooling within Summerlin. Now, as a parent, for me, schooling was definitely very important in my decision making and some of the factors that I was looking at. As some of you might know already, I decided to move to Henderson with our family, and we're at the moment located in Green Valley. We based that on the schooling and the schools that we wanted to be around. But Summerlin ran it close, and we were close to looking at Summerlin and potentially moving our family there as well, because the schools there are really good. It's got some of the best schools in the Las Vegas area in the Clark County School District. And if you've seen some of my other videos on the pros and cons, you'll know the Clark County School District is normally rated as one of the worst school districts in the country. And as a parent, that obviously sends alarm bells ringing, it's red flag warning. But then when you do your research, you'll see there are some really good schools. It's just there's a lot of schools that bring it down, so you got to be very careful. You need to use websites like niche.com, greatschools.org. You need to use the CCSD website if you're going to use a public school, and make sure you're going to be zoned in the right area for the schools that you want to be at. And Summerlin has some of the best schools, as I said. You've got over 24 schools to choose from if that is an area you move to. You're going to have 11 nationally recognized private schools, and you're going to have 14 public schools to choose from as well. So you can have a great variety. There's a great mix. Majority of the schools, the majority of the public schools are obviously going to be elementary, and then you're going to have a couple of good middle schools and high schools as well. And there's also some great higher education facilities that are located within that area. So schooling, education, if that's a big thing that's important for you, definitely consider Summerlin. And that's why a lot of families move to that area as well. So if you do want to surround yourself with other families and have your kids coming up with, other children that are into the same sort of things, then definitely consider that as an area to move to. It completely ran us close, and there's just a couple of other little factors for us that came into it, but we wouldn't have been disappointed if we ended up in Summerlin, because the schools are definitely fantastic. The next thing to mention is the Summerlin parks. I touched on it already, but Summerlin has probably got the most parks of any area. It's actually got more parks than Henderson, and Henderson is actually a city, not a master planned community. Summerlin has nearly 250 parks, which is incredible. In fact, each village, as I touched on earlier, each village is centered around a large park. And then obviously some of the master planned areas have their own smaller parks. And those parks are going to have so many things that you can do as a family. You can do as adults as well, or with your dog if you're taking your dog out. You're going to have playgrounds, you're going to have splash pads, you're going to have soccer fields, you're going to have basketball courts, you're going to have baseball, you're going to have skate parks, there's swimming pools, there's tennis courts. I mean, there's so much. There's obviously the track as well and the trails. There's for cycling and walking. There's just so much to do. There's so many things in those parks that are so great to see everybody outdoors. Obviously, with our temperature and our climate here, it's really encouraging for you to be outside. You're not going to really want to be indoors too much, because the weather on the whole from the majority of the year is really good to be outside. And it's great when you're living in a community like Summerlin, where everyone is out in the parks and everyone is mingling and socializing. The kids are all having fun. The dogs are all having fun. It's just great to see. It's almost like one of those videos you would see that's publicizing an area and looking at all the highlights. It's almost like that, and that's an everyday life in Summerlin. So definitely the parks is a huge thing that a lot of people probably overlook, but when they're actually living in the area, I hear it quite a lot from some of my clients that live in Summerlin. They're always telling me about the parks and how great the parks are, how well looked after and upkept they are as well. So if you are going to be wanting to be in parks and having fun, playing games, playing sports, getting the kids into sports, then definitely check out Summerlin. The next thing to mention is the trails, and I sort of touched on it there at the start and a little bit with the parks as well. But Summerlin has over 150 miles of trails, and for an area of the country, Las Vegas, where it's not really known as a walkable city, and somewhere where it's getting a good walkable score, if you look at it on niche.com, the trails in Summerlin are really great, and they basically connect all the villages and neighborhoods, and they also give a great safe passageway for the kids to get to school as well. And most of it is uninterrupted. It's not like you're crossing over roads and back onto the trail, cross over a road, back onto the trail. Majority of it is all uninterrupted, and if you get a chance to even just go and visit the area and go onto some of those trails, you'll see exactly what I mean. One of the things I miss from home a lot is all the greenery and nature, but when you walk in the trails in Summerlin, you do feel all that nature and all that scenery and all that greenery. it's great to just go for a jog, go for a walk, go for a cycle, take the dog for a walk. You know, it encourages you to go walking because, as I said, it's uninterrupted. You're not out on the road or walking on the sidewalk or the pathway, as we'd call it in the UK. And I think it's a great thing. I think it's great for society in general that, you know, there's things to help us, to encourage us to go outside and walk in and enjoy the great outdoors. It's a challenge with my kids, let me tell you, to get them to go outdoors. And me and my wife are always coming up with fun things that we think are fun to get the kids to go outdoors. And they're like, oh, do we have to go? Can we not just stay here and play Nintendo and watch Netflix? So it's great that there are so many options in the area to get you out in the parks, to get you out on the trails walking. My oldest son now has started to enjoy jogging and running a little bit. He's turning into a little bit of an athlete. So that's how we get him out in Henderson on our trails. And they're nowhere near as good as the trails that there are in Summerlin. So again, if that's something that you're going to be looking at and is important to you, then definitely make every use of those trails because I think they are fantastic. And then the final thing to mention, and you know, there's probably some more that I could have gone into as well. So if you want me to do a follow-up video on this one and give you some more tips and things to know about moving to Summerlin, let me know. I'll be happy to add more. I've probably got a list of 15 things really, but I don't want to keep it going too long. But the final one that I'm going to mention is downtown Summerlin. You know, downtown is Summerlin is the only part of Vegas apart from downtown Vegas. You know, Summerlin is the only community that has its own downtown area, and downtown Summerlin is fantastic. We often go there to do some shopping and check out some of the restaurants as well when we don't want to eat in Henderson or eat on the strip. And it's humongous, 400-acre. You know, the two big anchors are Dillard's and Macy's, and then you've got probably over 140 shops and restaurants, and there's a Regal cinema there as well, so you can go and enjoy a movie night. And it's got some amazing restaurants, as I said. No matter what cuisine and taste buds you've got, there's definitely going to be a lot for you to enjoy. It is located right in the heart of Summerlin, so no matter where you're living in the area, it's going to be very convenient to get to. And it's something that a lot of locals, I've said it in some of my other videos, they don't really venture out of Summerlin because everything they have is right on their doorstep. And downtown Summerlin is a fantastic area, so much for you to go and enjoy there as well. Why would you not go and check out your local? It's not like it's just a big mall. There's just so much to do there. They have some great events that go on seasonally there as well. So definitely check it out. And yeah, as I said, if you want me to deep dive into some more points or expand on some of the points that I've mentioned already, drop that down in the comments below. And that's it, guys. That's a quick run through of some things I think you should know about living in Summerlin. It's not the be all and end all, and there are some more points I could have got into, and if you want me to bring those to you as well and let you know those ones, let me know and I'll be happy to film another video for you. But I also know how precious everyone's time is, and I appreciate you spending this time with me whilst I give you these 5 points. And thank you to everyone who's already watching my videos as well. I appreciate it so much, and all the positive feedback that I get from you guys. Even if you haven't used me as a realtor, just the positive feedback I'm getting from you guys, it really goes to my heart. So it's really humbling, and thank you very much. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe and tap on the bell for notifications so you'll be amongst the first to know about the local market conditions here in Las Vegas. And then just as a reminder, if you are actually thinking about moving to Vegas, whatever your time frame is, please do get in touch. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and all the details are down there below. And I really would love to partner with you and help you on your move here to Vegas for sure. I've obviously gone through relocation, so I know all about the ups and downs, the excitements, the stresses that happen. And more than anything, I just want to try and take the stress away from your shoulders and put it onto mine. And that's what I'm paid to do. That's what you hire me to do. And hopefully those who I've worked with already or are working with at the moment can testify how I am and how I do take that stress away. And thank you to those who have reached out to me. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed working with you, and some of you have become friends now, and we've enjoyed a beer. So I appreciate you guys. But until the next time, thank you all so much for watching, and you take care. Valley, sort of in the foothills of the Spring Valley mountain range and near Red Rock National Conservation Center as well. It's situated in the the foothills of the Spring Mountains. as a master planned community. It's 22,500 square feet.